Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen. Today we have HUN BATZ, the once very long time ago Sun Wukong, for any of those who remember when he used to be Sun Wukong and would shoot fireworks as his ultimate, things like that. But yeah, we have the updated HUN BATZ build since it's been quite a while, so let's get right into it. Building HUN BATZ, pretty much you build them the same across most game modes. Maybe a league joust, you could probably switch things up and do different starting for assault, but we get into that later. So if you're going to be playing HUN BATZ in Conquest, more than likely you're going to be playing him as the jungler role, and if you are going to be playing him as a jungler, definitely get Bonus Mask, Cannon Dodge right out the gate. If you can maybe take him to solo lane, not too bad there. You can maybe pick up Bliss on Pennant. I'm not sure how viable it is now that it's seen quite a big nerf. If not Death's Toll, you know. You can't really go wrong, just that, that huge list of certain items where you get kind of confused. So either or should be decent. Now, going into boots, HUN BATZ, sort of familiar to what I talked about yesterday about Thor. Not really a basic attack heavy assassin. He has no abilities that to give him an increase in hand damage. He does have a hit progression though, which is pretty nice to see. But we're pretty much building around just physical power, penetration, and obviously crit, because we want to utilize his passive. Pretty much what his passive is, if you don't know what it is, after using an ability, you get a little buff right above your health bar, and for the next 3 seconds, you have a 30% crit strike chance added on to additional items. So if you are to get Deathbringer early on, which we see here in our build, that means we can start swinging really hard earlier in the game. So Warrior Tabby, then going into the Yeoman's Wrath. The Yeoman's Wrath I talked about yesterday in the Thor build. You pretty much want to have this if you're looking to do damage on any physical ability based warriors or assassins. You can never go wrong with it. And if you are going to go with any type of cooldown reduction item, definitely want to get it somewhere earlier in the game so you can get the max usage out of it. After you pick that up, you do want to go to Deathbringer. The thing about Deathbringer and building it in general, we all know it's super expensive and it takes a while to get online. But once you do get it online, you're going to notice your damage just spike up, especially if you utilize the HUN BATZ passive. You do an ability, your next basic attack, higher crit chance, meaning you're going to be swinging super hard. After you pick up Deathbringer, you have a couple options here. If you have trouble initiating, if you try to go in with your wand and then you get like silenced or stunned right away and you're having that problem, try to get your ulti off or something like that, Magus Blessing can help absorb that one hard CC when you try to initiate, so you can always guarantee that you can get your ulti off or your attack chain, whatever you want. But if you're not really having too much of that trouble, you can go into the Titan's Bane, just giving you overall more penetration, which you can never go wrong with penetration and Smite. Just trying to get closer to true damage and ignore defensive items is always a good route to go. And Titan's Bane also helps destroying objectives like towers and phoenixes, helps a lot with that. So you can switch these two around however much you want. And then of course you can go back and sell your start item. You can sell that mid to late game, whichever you see fit, and when you can use that gold. And then you can go back and pretty much pick up whatever you want. If you want another crit item like Rage, then that could be a decent time to pick it up. Now, going into Arena, you can go the Titan's Bane or Titan's Bane Magi's route, or you can go just all out crit. And if you want to maximize your crit chance and that type of damage, you can go into Rage. You can maybe go into Rage right after Deathbringer, or you can go to Titan's Bane and then Rage. This is just looking for maximum crit damage off of, after you do your abilities, things like that, and then go into Magi's. You can do something like that. If you feel like you really need lifesteal item, you could maybe pick up Aussie instead of, like, let's say, Rage or something. Stupid warning. So you can do something like that. Now going into actives always situational. Purification means you can never go wrong with that. You could probably, HUN BATZ doesn't really need a blink. He has a built-in blink. Some people may overlook this, but your what's it called? Sacred Monkey. Yeah, your Sacred Monkey. You throw it out to, whatever, harpies, minions, whatever it is. And then you can quickly port over if that target was not dead. I forgot if the target dies, you can't port over to him. But if you look at the tooltip, it says here, Doing damage hitting, I got it only once. Pressing the button again teleports HUN BATZ to the next target hit. So that kind of acts like as your blink, or if you're lucky enough, you can initiate it with that. So no real use for blink. So yeah, all situational items as far as active. So that pretty much wraps up the build video. Hope it was helpful for any new HUN BATZ players or just new players to Smite. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.